friend. Oh, that Pink Panther.
Dog.
Ta-da!
This is the Acho assortment. They must got our dressing rooms mixed up because I do not feel good right now. Not a fan of myself right now. But we got my man in Miami, Acho, in the building, looking crispy and sharp.
I feel great. It's going to be a good show.
With an A broke, so let's have an A-plus show. Well, we're here for the next 2 hours. An exciting first week in NFL is in the books. Let's get it started with the Bucs, where things didn't work out as planned in their first game. Tom Brady threw 2 picks, including a pick 6 in his Bucs debut. After the game, Bruce Arians didn't hold back on criticizing the GOAT, saying, quote, he threw the outlet and it was a pick 6. Bad decision. Well, on Monday, Arians didn't back down. In fact, he questioned Brady's determination. Ooh, listen to this.
He looked like Tom Brady in practice all the time, so it's kind of unusual to see that in the ball game because they didn't do the things that we didn't get ready for. Everything they did, we thought we were ready for. You know, he's had it before. I mean, he knows how to bounce back, and he knew he didn't play very well, and it's not what he expects from himself, nor do we expect. So yeah, I would anticipate him to have a little more grit and a little more determination this week.
Ooh, Acho, is it smart of Bruce Arians to publicly criticize Tom Brady?
Not at all. Bruce Arians, I expect more out of him. I expect a higher emotional intelligence out of BA, man. If you look up, literally, I looked it up. If you go to Merriam-Webster's dictionary and you look up the word grit, there's a picture of Tom Brady.
Oh, really?
Like, Tom Brady is interchangeable. You can question his athleticism. That's fine.
Yeah.
Do that if you want to. You can question his build. But don't question Tom Brady's toughness. Here's my problem, Marcellus. Bruce Arians needs one of these, a compact mirror, right? Because what this does is it lets you see yourself.
Yes.
And the problem is, Bruce Arians, he hasn't looked in the mirror lately. Marcellus, let me break something down for you, which the average fan may not know, but I love Bruce Arians, so I know my Bruce Arians history. Bruce Arians has been in the NFL a quarterback coach. He's been an offensive coordinator. He's been a head coach.
Yeah, great resume.
Bruce Arians, he's also coached 5 #1 overall pick quarterbacks. 5 of them.
That means bad
And
things.
how come all those #1 overall pick quarterbacks have led the NFL, not even led the NFL, but more importantly, have had career-high interceptions under Bruce Arians? Let's start 98, Peyton Manning, 28 interceptions, career high, first year with Bruce Arians. Tim Couch, 01, 21 interceptions, career high. Andrew Luck, the great Andrew Luck, career high interceptions, first year under Bruce Arians. Carson Palmer, #1 overall pick, Carson Palmer, career high in interceptions. And lastly, Jameis Winston, first year under Bruce Arians, career high in interceptions. It's not a coincidence that Bruce Arians, you coach these greats, but in your first year with them, they have career terrible years when looking solely at interceptions. They do a lot of great things with you, BA, but they also make a lot of mistakes. So it makes me wonder, is it the quarterback that's the problem? Or is it the coach?
Oh, you going here on the A block.
Marcellus, I have to go here because
earn your money.
when you point a finger, remember, you got at least 3 of them joints pointing right back at you.
And what's the thumb doing?
I don't know what the thumb
Nobody
doing.
ever talks about the thumb.
No, nobody ever. They leave out the thumb.
Forget you,
But
thumb.
here's my problem with Bruce Arians calling out Tom Brady.
What?
Keep that in-house, bro.
Keep it in-house?
Keep that in-house, BA. I got a lot more to go after this first lap.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just kicking it off, I just needed the world to see. Y'all decide whether or not it's coincidence that Bruce Arians has coached 5 #1 overall pick quarterbacks. And in their first year with Bruce Arians, they have career-high interceptions. I don't personally believe that's coincidence because 5 out of the 6 QBs he's coached, the only one that wasn't was Ben Roethlisberger. But I don't think it's coincidence personally. I'm going to let America decide. I'm going to just leave them with that little nugget. I'm going to leave you with that nugget, too. Go ahead and chew on that.
Let me chew on that. Speaking of chewing, I got a couple of little food tangents right here. Someone has a mantra, no risk it, no biscuit. Chew on that. You talk about their career high interceptions. How about career numbers as well? You didn't want to go to that category because it doesn't support your argument. You're a great analyst. Let's talk about the fact that Tom Brady doesn't have any grit before I answer this question. Grits, oatmeal, or cream of wheat? Which one for you? I said, every time I hear grits, I got to figure out which
Grits. Give me
grits.
grits.
Hell yeah,
Give me grits.
sugar and butter too. All right, let's go. This is smart if you're Bruce Arians to criticize Tom Brady. What's the quote? To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. Then you won't get criticized. But you're acting real soft up here right now. You're acting like if you publicly criticize the GOAT, that it's not going to go out into the universe and get into collisions with 6 Super Bowl championships, 4 Super Bowl MVPs, and 3 NFL MVPs, and turn into some little crumbling asteroid and get disintegrated. So the ego of Tom Brady is sitting there quietly, in private, motivated, taking all of this for what it's worth. But the public is going to sit there and have Tom Brady's back. And that's why this is genius, because he knows this is not going to land publicly. Tom Brady has a resume that is second to none for anyone who's ever played in the NFL. But what does it do to Tom Brady? The player, the teammate. This brings him back in-house and levels the playing field. You act like and you forget that Tom Brady had to go through this same process with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick—
20 years ago, Marcellus.
And that's my point. You won those 6 Super Bowl championships somewhere else, bruh. My name is Bruce Arians. My title is head coach. My authority is built into it. My stripes are on my sleeve. If you don't want to respect me for the way I'm coaching you going forward, then you really don't want to be a part of this team. And last time I checked, you raised your hand to come here to be a Tampa Bay Buck.
A great coach, Marcellus, has to be pliable.
Yeah, that's real.
A great coach can't just sit here and say, I'm going to coach this way because this is how I coach. That's a lazy coach. I'm not saying that's what Bruce Arians is doing, but I am saying this. If you want to go stripe for stripe, because, sir, you brought up stripes, Bruce Arians shouldn't even fix his lips to talk to Tom Brady like this.
Oh, that's how you play.
No, I'm just saying.
That's how you play, huh?
If you want to go stripe for stripe, then let's be real. Because Tom Brady is better at his job than Bruce Arians is at his job.
But which one has the authority in their job?
Bruce Arians is a phenomenal coach, 2-time coach of the year. Tom Brady's a 3-time MVP. Bruce Arians has 2 Super Bowls as an associate head coach. Tom Brady has 6 Super Bowls as a head coach. So I'm not going to sit here and get into a battle with you about who has the authority. Because based on the title, Bruce Arians has the authority. But here's all I'm going to say.
Please.
You can't take the lazy coaching philosophy of, well, I'm an authoritarian, so I'm going to be an authoritarian. I'm a dictator, so I'm going to be a dictator. Use some emotional intelligence. I don't question BA's football IQ. Super amazing football IQ. I don't question BA's swag. One of the swaggiest coaches in the game. I don't question none of that. But what I'm questioning right now is BA's emotional intelligence, because you're treating Tom Brady as you would treat Jameis Winston. And that is not the same type of player. The last thing I'm going to say on this lap. Damn. Tom Brady's had bad performances before, Marcellus.
Yeah, and he heard about it, too. He heard about
opening loss to the Bills. I believe they lost 31-0. What did Bill Belichick say after the game? 3 times. We didn't play well. Bill Belichick, what was going on with Tom Brady? We didn't play well. Okay, Coach Belichick, what could Tom Brady have done? We didn't play well. Keep that in-house, Marcellus. You a married man. You know better than me. You should be teaching me, not teaching you. When you should be teaching me, I shouldn't be teaching you. When you have riffs, Marcellus, keep it in-house.
Wait, I had a fight with my wife this morning. Damn it, I should have kept it in-house.
But you can't keep it in-house.
I'm lying.
Okay.
Let me say one thing about you that I just learned.
What you learned?
Because you know how we produce this show and we do our morning meetings and then we branch off into our separate little rooms and we do our own thing, right?
Facts.
I never knew that you can't be produced. I never knew that Acho's resume matters more than a producer's resume, and we're matching resumes. Therefore, if my resume trumps yours, because I'm the only guy in national television history hosting a sports show at the age of 29, how dare you produce me? That's how you roll, big dog. I never sit there and roll out my accolades. I take the coaching. And guess what? Other greats have taken the coaching as well, no matter where they were in their careers. Michael Jordan. We just saw the documentary. Phil Jackson had to say, if you don't buy into your teammates,
that was early on, Coach. That was 91, I believe.
Hold on, early on.
That was 90, 91,
Dude, 6th, 7th year in the league without winning. But
before the chips.
That's my point. If you want to get to the next level, no matter if you already got your chips or you want your next chips, take this coaching.
Is there another level for Tom Brady, though, bro?
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Why did he leave New England,
Tom Brady has been to, but Tom Brady has been to levels Bruce Arians hasn't been to. That's what I'm trying to say.
And how did he get there with that coaching? Ask Mike Tyson. Rest in peace, custom model. Lost that coaching, lost his way. But let's talk about somebody who didn't lose their way. Probably great enough to even need coaching. Let's talk about our boy Reggie Bush, Fox NFL analyst. Reggie, is it smart for Bruce Arians to...
What you wearing?
Homer, is it...